What's good everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to break down Bitcoin's chart from the higher time frame to the lower time frames and share with you guys whether I'm bullish or bearish, and also sharing with you guys my trade ideas for the following weeks. So to know my stance on Bitcoin right now and where do I think it's going, stay tuned. Okay, let's just get this straight. Bitcoin hit a yearly high of around 30.2k from what I've seen the past few hours, and it's probably still going up. So where do I see it going from here? So I have been trying to short this market ever since we formed 3 doji weekly candles over here. I thought this was a distribution kind of pattern. Mainly, what a distribution pattern means is normally when you reach a certain high, price starts to distribute at the highs, fails to break higher, and then we comes back down. That was what I was expecting, but Bitcoin did not do that, but instead continued to push up even higher, showing that this was all reaccumulation and just consolidation before the next leg up higher. Okay, but one thing I do not like about this is because Bitcoin did not have a substantial pullback and then it started to just push up from here. This, to me, I do not like this because it shows that it's just pushing up without any reaccumulation from lower prices, and eventually the buyers will get weaker and weaker as we approach higher resistance areas, and then we have a huge meltdown back down. And so even though we have broken through 30k, which most people are expecting that once we break through 30k and we flip it, we become bullish, right? But in my opinion, I do not think this is a bullish setup because it's pushed up too much, I feel. And when the pullback really comes, it's going to hit us very hard. And as you can see on the higher time frame, let's just start off with the weekly chart. Okay, I'm just showing you guys. I've drawn this line since last year. This was last year's June range highs. This was the range lows. We melted down from over here. Okay, and this was the mid range. We broke past the mid range and we did not even retest it and then continued pushing higher. I was expecting it to redistribute around here, retest at this level, and we'll see whether it starts to push from here. But in the end, Bitcoin just continued pushing from here. Okay, so one thing to note, this area is a very key area of interest because this was the price before it melted down to the 17k levels. So whenever price comes back to that area, revisiting the area that pushed it and melted it down all the way to 17k, usually it will have some sort of resistance or some sort of reaction at these current levels. And if you can see, moving to the left, you can see this was support. This was support areas. Then price pushed back to the 60k regions, came back down, retested the support, pushed even higher to 69k. Alright, came back down, pushed a little bit for a retracement high, and then we finally broke down this support. So just looking at this, currently we are still, even though we pushed 30k, even though we pushed above 30k, this is still higher time frame key resistance right now. It was support, but now it flipped to resistance. And so I'm still bearish for now because we have not flipped this region over here. We haven't broken above, and until then I remain bearish. And although I want to short, but I will not fade this pump yet unless it gives me some confirms. Okay, so moving on to the trade ideas. Right now, I would want to see Bitcoin at least squeeze to test these regions over here around the 31 to 32k regions. If we find some resistance, I would look to short from there. If not, if we have a, let's zoom in closer. If we have a daily close below 28.9k regions around here, this will tell me that the buyers have lost strength, is unable to push up even higher. It will deviate, show me a signs of deviation, comes back to this 2 to 3 week range. If it holds below, this is my other trigger to short Bitcoin. Okay, so two triggers right now. Either it continues to push up to the 32 to 33k regions, show some signs of weakness, okay, then I take a short over here, or we come back into the range, the weekly ranges, the past 3 weeks range, comes back below, holds below, and then that's my short trigger as well. Then I'll look to short to around the June mid-range, which is around the 25.2k regions to the 24k regions, and I'll look for reactions over there. And then that will be another video for another day, and we'll see the reactions. So yeah, I remain bearish until we actually flip on the higher time frame, a weekly close above 32.3k levels, and then we can see higher prices definitely to the 40k regions. But till then, I remain bearish. Okay, so showing you another chart. Okay, I'm an advocate of Elliott wave theory, and so I have marked out the waves that I think we are in right now. Currently, I think this was the wave 1, the wave 2, and this we are currently in the wave 3. So I think the wave 3 is about to end real soon, because as if you can see, I've drawn this fib from the lows to the highs. We retested to the dot, the 0.618 fib retracement areas, and then we pushed up to the negative 0.27 extension level, and coming real close to testing the negative 0.618 extension level. So I think that would mark around the highs of this wave 3, and once we come into this region of resistance, I think you have a huge reaction over here, and then we probably start the retracement back down to at least, again, similar to my trade ideas, retrace to the 25k regions to the 24k regions, and then we'll see from there. We'll see whether it will hold support and maybe it will continue to push up even higher, or this was the 3-wave bigger correction, and then we start the next impulse 5-wave correction, 5-wave formation back down to the lows. So till then, no confirms yet. We have to see what Bitcoin does from here. Either it continues to push up to the resistance, or comes back below this 3-week range. Okay, just to add on for ETH as well, because I'm looking to trade ETH as well. You can see, sorry, let me just go through this chart first. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart. Just looking on the weekly chart, it's currently at range highs, and it looks like it's about to break out really soon. So as long as Bitcoin dominance is staying as high as it is right now, and even higher it could be in the next few weeks, odds will be decimated. Even if Bitcoin is going up, odds will not really follow as much because of this Bitcoin dominance. And because of this, if I'm looking to short, I would also look to short odds, because odds will definitely tumble a lot if Bitcoin starts to retrace. So knowing that, moving on to the ETH chart. Let me give you a cleaner chart. Okay, I've marked out 3 simple lines over here. This was the range lows during the June area. This was during the August range highs, okay, around the 19,030 regions, which we are currently at. Okay, zooming in a little bit, on the daily chart, we have, similar to Bitcoin, we have broken through this weekly range over here. We pumped up, tapped the higher resistance areas, we came back down, held the range highs as support, and then we start pushing up again. So right now we need to see if ETH can follow Bitcoin and maybe squeeze a little bit higher. Okay, but once it comes back down, that will show me signs of deviation, signs of weakness, and then I'll start to look for shorts from here. And better confirms will be once it comes back to this range, weekly range again. So coming back below the 1800s, hold below, I'm targeting at least 1700 and then the 1600s. Okay, but similar to Bitcoin, I would let Bitcoin do its thing, and if Bitcoin pushes up, ETH would definitely push up as well. But I just don't think that ETH has much strength left because it's currently at range highs. maybe we'll test this area over here, which is the 2000 regions. And if it does, let it squeeze it up, okay? Then if it holds and holds resistance, I will start to look shorts from here. My stops will be around here. And if price manages to hold above this area, then I'll look to scale out and then maybe look for longs. Okay. So this is roughly my trade ideas for ETH, but all depends on Bitcoin and how it reacts. Okay, so the two scenarios that I mentioned, that's what I'll be looking for on Bitcoin. Okay, so hope this video helps you out. And remember, the markets are always here, but your capital may not. Peace.